Meeting my tag team counterpart, Robin, it is clear that she, as well as the other colleagues, have a true understanding and respect for who my father really is. I'm honored to speak on behalf of my dad. I wanted to begin with a quote from an anonymous author. Teaching is a profession that teaches other professionals. Without a doubt, I can say that my father has dedicated more than his fair share of time to reaching all of his students, helping guide them to reach their personal goals, regardless of their field of study. In his earlier years at Methuen High School, he had a key to the building, as he was there before sunrise and there well after dark. There have been multiple occasions where the building custodian assumed the school was empty and shut off all of the lights, and Dad had to blindly find his way out. True story, more than once. Over the years, students have been able to relate well and build rapport with my dad. He has been able to interact while being respectful and open to culture, background, and lifestyles. He has a dry sense of humor, which eventually all of his English language learners come to appreciate and understand. Over the years, he has received endless amounts of notes, phone calls, Christmas cards, now social media messages, and visits from students across the globe, whom Dad has made an impact on. It is a testament to his overall likability and commitment to students. Dad is the epitome of a lifelong learner. As a kid, I remember thinking, this guy is a total glutton for punishment, and I would never do that. As I've gotten older, I realized myself that learning never ends, and that opportunities to gain cultural and educational knowledge are endless. Whether he was attending Lesley University, teaching a course, traveling to Denver to take Asian studies classes through Primary Source, he never sat still. He had the opportunity to visit both China and Japan. He worked with Concord to travel to Turkmenistan, and even received a fellowship through Earthwatch to help rewrite folk tales in Russia. As kids, we didn't spend our weekends at the movies or even doing typical activities. Rather, we were at an exhibit about Saudi Arabia in Boston, or touring the North End after walking the Freedom Trail, which usually went without any kind of drain or stop. We went mountain climbing and earned our junior ranger certificates at surrounding national parks. Sometimes we would end with dinner or pizza, which was a miracle in itself. For those of you who don't know, my father is the cheapest man possible. And has packed a lunch every day of his school career since 1973. Education, teaching, and learning have been ingrained in all of our lives, as well as the lives of our spouses and the grandkids. Growing up, Mom and Dad wanted to vacation yearly. This usually centered around a national park. The proof lies in the plethora of pictures in front of the sign. It started with us happy in front of the sign, and it ended us like, Dad. Even still, I'm 37 and we get in front of the sign. Each and every park entrance. We traveled up and down the East Coast with our van and pop-up trailer. We all received, starting when I was 5 or 6, a handwritten agenda of where we were going, what time we would leave, and the allotted time at each stop. Mom would always question if naps or meals were even part of the day, and a perplexed look often gave the response. As a family, we all love to joke with Dad. We have learned to deal with his neologisms. Whether he is trying to get us in a group photo, which has been compared to the length of time it would have to have an oil painting done. Or he's just sitting with the grandkids, not to watch a Disney movie, no. Rather a gory National Geographic video about lion spray. We all appreciate him. He has a great sense of humor that at times can incite a Friday night riot at dinner. He often refers to water as nature's champagne. He wears a t-shirt that says, I got this t-shirt when I turned 40. Mind you, that was over 20 years ago. And he insists that if we do not take more of an interest in his stamp and coin collection, that he will donate it to the church when he dies. One of my father's greatest hobbies is photography. He used Ektachrome and Kodachrome film for his rebuilt Argus until fairly recently, when my mother invited him into the 21st century with a digital camera. His passion for photography has almost gotten us killed. Whether it's snapping a group picture or getting the perfect shot, he has taken all of our lives into his hands. We still talk about the time at Prince Edward Island when Dad was driving and we saw the perfect sunset. It truly was beautiful from what I remember. Rather than stopping the car, Dad floored it past the beach cliffs. His head popped out of the driver's side window, balancing the Argus with both hands, the foot pressed to the pedal. Mom calmly grabbed the wheel, while Dad looked like lunatics, screaming, "I can do better!" Us three kids sat in the back of the teetering van, half hysterical, and the other half was having our own come to Jesus moment. The last thing I remember was him grazing a female pedestrian with a baby carriage, still yelling, now more directly to the passerby, to get out of his way. When he finally got out of the car, the sun was down and the opportunity was missed. So, Dad, retirement is a time to do all of the things you wanted to do when you had to work. So I'm sure that shot is ready for a retake. As you move forward into this new chapter, may all of the teachings you admire and become part of you, so that you may call upon them. Remember those whose lives you have touched and who have touched yours. Find time each day to find the beauty and love in the world around you, and realize that each person has limitless possibilities and that we are all different in our own ways. What you lack in the present may become a strength in the future, and may your future be filled with promise and possibility. Dad, you may never really retire from the task of teaching the younger generations, but anyone who did learn from you will always be grateful for what you did for them. Happy retirement, you enjoy it.